4 full days after the crash, huge pieces of aircraft metal are still unguarded. These are luggage compartments. Nearby, people's bags appear to have been opened. From the scenes we've witnessed, what recovery operation there is basic. With just a car and a bit of rope, they're trying to haul some wreckage out of the water. They bring an old fire truck.
Also on the ground in eastern Ukraine, BuzzFeed foreign correspondent Max Seddon. He joins us on the phone from Donetsk. Max, thanks for being with us. You've gotten a first-hand look at this crash scene. Where are we right now in terms of the investigation?
Well, the investigation, for that to happen, it really requires investigators to be on the ground, and there really are very few of them here. Today's actually the first day when people showed up. 3 Dutch forensic experts came into Donetsk this morning, and they've been going to the crash site and Torres, the train station nearby, where most of the bodies, 251 at last count, are being stored in these refrigerated wagons. There were also some Malaysian experts who arrived later today. A few minutes ago, they were in rebel headquarters meeting with rebel Prime Minister Alexander Balart, and there are more experts who are on their way from Kharkiv, which is a Ukrainian-controlled city 185 miles to the north, which is where the Ukrainians want the bodies to be sent. The problem is, for these experts to come here, they have been understandably worried about their safety since they are going into an active war zone. And today, heavy fighting broke out right along the area where they're supposed to come in and where the bodies are supposed to go on their way up to Kharkiv, which is the next train station. There's been shelling. I saw an entire apartment building where all the windows have been smashed. There was a car that was completely destroyed by shrapnel. There have been reports of at least 3 civilians killed in the fighting. Most of the northwest part of town where the train station is completely closed off. People are hiding in basements. There was a 9-story apartment building on fire, and that's obviously going to complicate efforts to bring them to Donetsk. Some of the ones who've already headed towards Donetsk have been held up by other fighting that is going on the road between Donetsk and Kharkiv. So it's really a long way just to get here, and that's before you even start talking about the issues that you just mentioned on your broadcast about the state of the crash site and what the investigators are actually going to be able to look at here.
And Max, you've been taking some just amazing pictures from the crash scene. Describe it more, because it just sounds like there's chaos, like there's no authority, there's no. On a good day, an investigation is difficult. You know, when it's a virtual war zone, it's got to be just excruciatingly difficult to get anything done there.
Well, I have to say that things have actually improved since Saturday, which was the really tragicomic disaster that offended everyone when the bodies were just lying around in 85-degree heat, decomposing, being left one after the other by the side of the road. Because that was when there were a lot more rebel troops guarding it. They didn't seem to know what organization they were part of the many myriad groups that make up the so-called Donetsk People's Republic. They didn't seem to know who their commander was. Some of them were drunk. Some of them you could even smell how drunk they were. One of them was wearing a beekeeping suit. They didn't allow monitors from the OSE full access to the site. And it was clear there's some suitcases that are open. There's a smashed MacBook that has been propped open clearly after someone tried to see if it still worked. The whole thing was just a mess. Then, since yesterday, the armed men have been much less of a presence at the site, and the Ukrainian emergency workers who have been going through the site have managed to remove most of the bodies.
Oh, boy, Max. Drunk guerrillas with heavy weapons and decomposing bodies. What a scene. Thanks for painting it for us this morning. BuzzFeed's Max Seddon, thanks for being with us today. And now, on to our first focus this morning. And one reason we're here in Los Angeles, the annual conference of the National Council of